Let's boost your English skills.
Hello, listeners. Welcome back to the Boost English podcast. I'm your host, David. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new, this show turns everyday ideas into clear, friendly English, so you finish a little smarter and a little more confident. And yes, I know, you might be expecting Olivia's familiar voice right now. She's off recharging her batteries, so today I get to keep you company. Think of me as your study buddy for the 10 minutes. By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly why making the first move can change your life, how to overcome that sticky hesitation, and how to use this mindset to boost your English. Grab a drink, get comfortable, maybe open the Notes app on your phone, and let's dive in together. Ready? First, let's talk about why the first move matters so much. Have you ever waited for someone else to talk, and then the chance just slipped away? How about you? Does a memory pop up right now? Maybe you wanted to apologize to a friend, or share an idea at work, or confess a crush. The longer we wait, the heavier the regret. Psychologists even have a name for the daydream that follows: counterfactual thinking, the mental movie of what could have happened. Making the first move prevents that movie from turning into a rerun you can't escape. There are 5 big reasons to act early. Reason 1, ownership. When you go first, you set the tone. You're the author, not just a character in someone else's story. People respond to that energy, and conversations often bend in your favor. Reason 2, speed. Quick action gives you quick feedback. If the plan needs work, you discover it sooner and save time. Early feedback is like turning on headlights in fog. It reveals hidden curves before you crash. Reason 3, visibility. Teachers, bosses, and mentors notice proactive people. They remember courage. A simple first move can place your name on the mental shortlist when new opportunities appear. Reason 4, emotional relief. The brain hates long, loose threads. A decision closes the loop and frees mental space. Imagine closing dozens of browser tabs. That's what decisive action does for your mind. Reason 5, skill growth. Each brave step makes the next one easier, creating what scientists call a virtuous cycle, right? In fact, habit researchers say repetition mixed with a tiny dose of challenge is the fastest path to mastery. Tiny exercise. Picture one goal you've stalled on. Rate the worst-case outcome from 1 to 10. Most students say the real risk is a 3, but the fear felt like a 9. Interesting, isn't it? Here's more proof. Researchers at Columbia University found that people who take initiative score higher on life satisfaction surveys. And neuroscientists discovered that dopamine, that happy brain chemical, spikes the moment you act, not only when you win. So chemistry is literally cheering for you to get moving. Pretty cool, right? Okay, now let's move on to some practical tips you can try tonight. Feel free to pause the episode and jot these down. Tip 1, script the opener. Write the first sentence you'll say or type. For example, "Hi, I loved your design and wondered if we could collaborate." Memorizing just that line cuts anxiety in half because the fear of "what should I say" is gone. Tip 2, the 2-minute rule. Promise yourself you'll work on the task for only 2 minutes. Once you start, momentum often carries you forward. Psychologists call this the Zeigarnik effect. The brain hates unfinished tasks, so it nudges you to keep going. Tip 3, power posing. Stand tall, shoulders back, breathe deeply for 60 seconds. Your body tells your mind, "We've got this." Harvard research shows that 2 minutes of confident posture can lower cortisol and raise testosterone enough to improve performance. Tip 4, invite a witness. Tell a friend, "I will send this email by noon." Social accountability is magic. Humans crave consistency. So when we speak an intention out loud, we feel urged to follow through. Tip 5, visualize both scenes. First, picture success and enjoy the feeling. Then picture doing nothing and feel the regret. Choose the image you prefer. Athletes have used mental rehearsal for decades because the brain encodes vivid images almost like real experience. Tip 6, break it down into micro moves. Before asking someone to coffee, maybe just smile, then say hello, then ask a casual question, and finally suggest a meetup. Each micro move is a confidence deposit in your emotional bank. Tip 7, schedule discomfort practice. Once a week, do something small that scares you. Try a new food, answer a question in class, or chat with a stranger in English. Your comfort zone expands every time you stretch it. Tip 8, reward bravery immediately. Play your favorite song, sip good coffee, take a 5-minute walk. Anything that tells your brain, action feels great. You could even keep a courage journal, writing one sentence every time you act boldly. After a month, you'll have a paper trophy case of bravery. What about you? Which tip feels most doable right now? Great. Stories bring these ideas to life, so let me share a few quick ones. Story 1. Carlos at the conference. Carlos, an introverted accountant from Mexico, flew to Chicago for a finance summit. During Q&A, he stood up, asked a clear question he'd prepared, and the speaker invited him to a private roundtable. That single question connected Carlos to mentors who later helped him land a job in New York. Imagine if he had stayed quiet. Story 2. Lena and the Library Club. Lena, a shy high school senior in Sweden, wanted more English practice. Instead of waiting, she started a Saturday book club at her local library. Only 3 people came the first week, but 6 months later, 20 members meet every weekend, and Lena moderates in fluent English. The club also gave retirees and immigrants a home. Double win. Story 3. Ravi and the Recording. Ravi, an engineer in India, dreamed of speaking at an international tech conference. He feared cameras, so he filmed a 3-minute tutorial in English and posted it online. A recruiter saw it and invited him to give a keynote. His tiny video acted like a digital handshake. Story 4. May and the Scholarship. May, a biology student from Taiwan, wanted to study overseas but felt her resume was too ordinary. She made the first move by emailing a professor in Australia with a short proposal for summer research. The professor liked her initiative, helped her polish the idea, and later nominated May for a full scholarship. One brave email opened an international door. Story 5. Jordan and the Apology. Jordan, an American software developer, had argued with his sister and avoided her for months. One evening he wrote a simple text. "I miss you. Can we talk?" That single sentence melted the tension. They talked for hours, and Jordan told me later it was the healthiest conversation they'd had in years. Sometimes the first move is only 12 words long. Each story shows that courage is portable. Once you make one brave move, the next feels lighter. Which story resonates with you? Now let's connect all this to your English journey. Waiting to sound perfect before you speak is like waiting for rain to stop in the desert. Instead, try 4 tiny first moves designed for language growth. First move 1. Leave an English comment under this video. Something as short as "my takeaway is" counts. Extra points if you reply to another learner's comment too. First move 2. Post one short paragraph in English on social media every day for a week. Think of it as microblogging your life. First move 3. Join an online language exchange and be the first to introduce yourself. A simple "Hi everyone, I'm from" opens the door. First move 4. Record yourself explaining one vocabulary word in English and save the clip. Nobody else needs to hear it, but you'll notice progress when you watch 2 weeks later. Pick one and promise yourself you'll do it within the next 24 hours. Go ahead, say it out loud. I choose move number. Hearing yourself commit is step 0. Before we wrap up, I want to explain some of the tougher words you heard today. See if you can use 1 or 2 in your own sentences later. Counterfactual thinking means imagining an alternative outcome to something that already happened. A virtuous cycle means a chain of good events that keep pushing each other forward. To be proactive means acting before problems happen, not just reacting afterward. Ambiguity means uncertainty or lack of clarity. Reinforcement means something that makes a behavior stronger. Momentum means the force that keeps something moving once it has started. Accountability means being responsible to someone for what you do. A micro move means a very small action toward a larger goal. Introverted means more comfortable with calm environments and small groups. To moderate means to guide or lead a discussion. Portable means easy to carry from one place or situation to another. A recruiter means a person whose job is to find people for open positions. Perfection means being flawless. Accent means the way you pronounce words. A takeaway means an important point or lesson you remember. To improvise means to create without preparation. Hypothetical means something imagined but not real. Regret means sadness about a missed opportunity or mistake. A scholarship means money awarded to pay for study. To resonate means to have special meaning for someone. Try weaving 2 of those words into a sentence tonight. That small challenge could be your linguistic first move. All right, friends, we've traveled from psychology to personal stories to concrete language practice, all around the theme of making the first move. Remember, confidence is a muscle. It grows with use. So choose one tiny action before the day ends. Maybe that action is sharing this episode with a study partner or writing a short English comment. Whatever it is, don't overthink, just do. Thank you for listening to the Boost English podcast. If you found value here, hit subscribe and consider leaving a review. Reviews help other learners discover us. I'm David, happily filling in for Olivia, and I'll talk to you soon. Until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, and above all, keep making the first move. Take care.